Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host, JJ48, and tonight we are continuing with Portal 2. Last time we did kind of the first part of the game, which involves we woke up from suspended animation sleep, basically, find out that Aperture Science had been completely just fallen to pieces with the help of, what was his name, Wheatley. We managed to make it back to where we had fought GLaDOS, ended up reviving GLaDOS, but replacing her with Wheatley, and then he very quickly and efficiently, as would be expected for a computer, went mad with power and knocked us down into a pit where we've crawled through a bit and are who knows how far beneath the surface. And so that's where we are right now. So now we should be... Sorry, I'm been playing some other games over the break, so a little bit might be hitting the wrong buttons occasionally. Oh man, what do we have here? Okay, we've got an underground lake, a large cavern, some structures supporting the roof, and I don't think we can swim. Can we swim? Nope. Water is deadly. I guess we just never take baths. Oh, should have looked at the sign right there. Water will cause you to change colors, invert colors, and disintegrate. Do not lean on railing. Yeah, definitely don't want to go swimming after seeing those live electric cables dangling over the water. So that seems to say Aperture Science. So we are... I forget if we determined that last time or not, that we're... I guess it makes sense. We're deep underneath the Aperture Science we're familiar with. So these are some very old ruins of long ago Aperture Science. We have some platforms up there, and these polyhedrons of some sort. Okay. I don't know about you, but I get a little bit of vertigo just looking up that kind of height. Contamination area that we can get into. There we go. Oh, pull lever. Breaker, main power, entranceway, automated doors, lobby, and testing lounge.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Amateur Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because we want the best. And you are it. So, who is ready to make some science?
I am.
Now, you already met one another on the limo ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I own the place. That eager voice you heard is the lovely Carolyn, my assistant. Rest assured, she has transferred your honorarium to the charitable organization of your choice. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Pretty as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas. She's married. To science.
Okay, so we have an automated system welcoming scientists, astronauts, heroes of science and progress. Aperture Science Innovators. Okay, so that makes me wonder. Okay, main lift. So, judging from the way the sign is pointing, I'm guessing it's expected that people would be coming down the lift, since we're this far underground, would be walking out and would be seeing Aperture Science Innovators there. There's an entrance there we can't get to easily. Let's try going up. Okay. So I wonder, can we get to the main lift there? What happens if I do this? I want to get onto that platform, so I'm going to see if doing this will let me launch onto there. Okay, way too far. Okay. So we're going to want to go a little bit lower. There. There we go. I'm not sure how the those leg brace things that I'm wearing stopped me from getting horrible whiplash or other injuries from going at that speed into a small metal bar that doesn't move at all, but we made it. Okay, please excuse the inconvenience. This elevator is out of service until time ends, I guess. Okay. So yeah, that's not how we're getting out. Sublevel 193. Okay, if we had some idea of how large the sublevels were, then we'd be able to tell how low underground we are. Welcome to the future of tomorrow. Aperture Science Innovators, established 1947. Okay. So let's... Okay, so we don't have a way... We need to get over to that door. We don't have a way to get over via here, because this walkway is broken down. Although it seems that somebody must have come through and done some cleanup or something, because otherwise shouldn't we be seeing the remains of the walkway here? So somebody must have come along and shoved it aside. And these fall off this wall, or were they... Almost looks like they were pushed aside as well. Okay, so this is where we want to get through. And there's a... Right there, there's an angle piece that can get us there. We can't use that up there because you can see it's over to the right, and if we tried doing that, we would just hit the wall. But this angle piece looks like it's perfectly positioned for this, so let's see if that is the case. Fortunately, in puzzle games, things tend to line up much more neatly than they might in real life. Unless maybe this was actually built as a test and this is how the scientists and other investors would be meant to actually get into the facility. And again, right into a wall. And very fortunate that the little atomic symbol there fell out of the aperture, or else we wouldn't have been able to make it through.
There's 1,000 tests performed every day here in our enrichment spheres. I can't personally oversee every one of them, so these pre-recorded messages will cover any questions you might have and respond to any incidents that may occur in the course of your science adventure. Your test assignment will vary depending on the manner in which you have bent the world to your will. Those of you helping us test the repulsion gel today, just follow the blue line on the floor. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with praying mantis DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing those tests indefinitely. Good news is we've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of mantis men. Pick up a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts.
Okay, doesn't sound like a test to me, but you can see a nice office here. Wood paneling, the tile floor, red curtain. Probably what you'd expect for we're inviting VIPs and giving them limo rides over to go through this nice entrance way. Welcome test subjects, please sign in with the receptionist before proceeding to the lounge. Okay, so the receptionist with a large desk, which looks even larger because, of course, back then you wouldn't have had a personal computer on the desk taking up half of it. Get a nice lounge here. Smoking, of course, because this was the 40s. And there's Cave Johnson. That's the voice we've been hearing. Let's see. Spirit of Idaho, National Potato Board for the Promotion of Potato Science, 1955. Cave Johnson, shower curtain salesman of 1943, aperture fixtures. Okay, so it was presumably aperture fixtures before it was aperture science. U.S. Department of Defense Contractor of the Year, runner-up, 1952 and 1954. I'm not sure that the Department of Defense even has a Contractor of the Year, much less a runner-up trophy, but I guess if they did, that would be something you'd want to brag about. Okay, there's Cave Johnson, shower curtain salesman of 1943, again. Top 100 applied science companies, Aperture Science, number 2 spot, 1949. Mechanical Engineering World Journals. Spirit of Idaho, National Potato Board for the promotion of potato science. Best new science company to Aperture Science in the year 1947. Okay, let's see if we can... Local entrepreneur by salt mine, Cave Johnson, to bring science and industry to Upper Michigan. The future is here, and it's under the Earth's crust, says Science Maverick. Okay, so presumably we are deep within a salt mine in Upper Michigan. Like, do they mean the Upper Peninsula? So that would be... The words aren't actually legible. So, all we can read are the headlines. Oh, yep, the UP Pioneer, so that would be... That would presumably be an Upper Peninsula publication. Okay, so I think what we're getting here is Cave Johnson was a prominent salesman for aperture fixtures, and then at some point either became the leader of aperture or became prominent enough within it that Aperture's decided to have an aperture science like spin-off company or something to do research for some reason, and Cave Johnson is in charge of it. And I have to say, it is actually very impressive that any of the lights still work in this place. Especially because they wouldn't have had, I don't think they would have had like LEDs or anything like that. It would have been incandescent lights that tend to burn out eventually with the heat heat cycles, but well, I guess how often has this really been on and off since they got shut down? Okay, little velvet ropes. Okay, now we're on the upper ledge that we saw earlier from down there. It's odd because that's not really a gap big enough for a stairway. But like these don't look like it doesn't look like it would have been a ramp, it doesn't look like it would have been stairs. I'm not really sure how these two would have connected together before this break happened. So I have an elevator up that we'll check in a moment. Yep, here we can... There's the Aperture Science, presumably innovators there. And I guess those are the testing spheres that he talked about in the pre-recording. So let's head up and see what's going on there. Oh, 1952. I wonder if that's like a year this was established or something. Ashtrays absolutely everywhere. I'm not sure if I would trust an elevator this old, to be perfectly honest. Especially seeing the state everything else is in. Probably would have tried to make it to the stairs and take those, but I guess there's no guarantee the stairs are in any better condition. And caution, do not fall down elevator shaft. Okay, we'll have to change our plans. And I guess the fact that we... Thought I saw another landing down here. Just wanted... Okay, now that would be if we wanted to fall down the elevator shaft. Oh. Okay. I guess we don't really have much of a choice but to risk the dangerous equipment, because otherwise we are just trapped down here indefinitely, so... Okay, so we have some containers that say, okay, Pump Station Alpha. We have some blue gel flow arrows. He said something about gel and following a blue line, so yeah, we'll probably want to do that. So we can get over there. Notice, experiment discontinued. Vitrified.
If you've cut yourself at all in the course of these tests, you might have noticed that your blood is pure gasoline. That's normal. We've been shooting you with an invisible laser that's supposed to turn blood into gasoline, so all that means is it's working.
Okay.
If you need to go to the bathroom after this next series of tests, please let a test associate know, because in all likelihood, whatever comes out of you is going to be coal. Only temporary, so do not worry. If it persists for a week, though, start worrying and come see us, because that's not supposed to happen.
Okay, so we're getting to hear a little bit about some of the other testing going on.
Just a heads up, we're going to have a superconductor turned up full blast and pointed at you for the duration of this next test. I'll be honest, we're throwing science at the wall here to see what sticks. No idea what it'll do. Probably nothing. Best case scenario, you might get some superpowers. Worst case, some tumors, which we'll cut out.
Okay. In all honesty, this is about what I would expect from the kind of science I would expect from somebody whose primary interest is sales and who doesn't seem to have much of a science background. So we need to get over there. I think what we need to do is go back over this way. And there is... Okay, we're right up there. Portal, And we're going to do what they said not to do, and we are going to fall down the elevator shaft. Because that should give us a good amount of speed, and just like Cave Johnson throwing science at the wall, we're going to throw ourselves at a wall. But, yeah. Oh. We hit the scaffold pretty hard. I'm glad it didn't break out from under us. Now, I'm not an expert with chemical stuff, but I think all zeros on that means it's like inert or safe or something, so that's probably good. Okay, pump station Alpha. It's gonna bring gel up from below, take it up. Okay, know your allergens, pollen, animal dander, plastics, or antimatter. Okay. Hazardous materials, don't touch anything unfamiliar. Chemical hazards, do not inhale fumes no matter how good they smell. All of these pretty sensible safety precautions. For any younger viewers, this is what cell phones used to look like before they were small enough to put in your pocket and take with you places. Also, couldn't really get many apps on them at that point. Gel pressure control for pump station Alpha. Okay. Let's... Sounds like it's working. Can't open that. Probably can't open this one. So I think I saw... I mean, I saw this. Where are we going to? Ah, there we are. Platform up there. Okay. It might just be me, because I have a little bit of a sensitivity towards heights, but this game seems much more vertical than the last one. Safety first. Together we can make 1956 the lowest unexpected casualty annum ever. Okay. Alright, we'll continue following the flow of gel, because that's the closest thing to a blue line that we have.
They say great science is built on the shoulders of giants. Not here. At Aperture, we do all our science from scratch. No hand-holding.
Interesting approach. I am kind of curious what triggered the audio, though, because I can't imagine they were expecting people to come down this way. And we can see, even already, they have one of these, is it the emancipation grids that we were familiar with? That, delete anything besides delete any of our portals or any objects that we try to take through it, except the portal gun and ourselves, I guess. Oh.
All right, let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel. You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm told.
Okay, so judging from the walls here, we are inside one of the spheres. So that explains how we went up and still have water around us, because this is just water at the bottom of the sphere that it apparently can't get into. Like, there must be walls or something around that tube that it can't drain out through that. Okay. Aperture Science Innovators Navigational Directory. We are here in... This says 9. Wondering, is this saying like we go all the way up and then we go into 8? Or does it look like there's overlap, that these are like side by side, like these would just be different testing areas? I guess we'll find out if we end up in another, if we find another one of these that says we're in another thing without like going sideways, then we'll know. Remember, this test is unsolvable without an Aperture Science portable quantum tunneling device. If you have not received one, please find a test associate before participating in any Shaft 9 enrichment activities. Okay, so that does seem to kind of answer it. Shaft 9 would be the one that uses portal guns. Much bigger back in the 50s. So, again, we can see up there's a place where we can portal, but I don't see any place down here that we can put a portal gun or portal without going through the emancipation grid, so that's just kind of a little bit of a tease. We'll probably get up there eventually. Okay. Did you know Aperture Science fact placard for repulsion gel? Repulsion gel was Aperture's first attempt to create a dietetic pudding substitute. It's true, the gel is a sweeter, slightly less non-toxic form of fiberglass insulation that causes subsequently ingested food items to bounce off the lining of a dieter's distended stomach and out his or her mouth. For various reasons, this product was pulled from shelves. For more information, consult the following fact placards. Okay. Repulsion gel lawsuits concerning, and repulsion gel public outrage over. Okay, so we don't have any way to portal, but with the blue gel, I'm not pressing jump or anything, just walking forward and falling on it causes us to bounce up, so. And much higher than we could normally jump, because normally we could only jump that high. So. So we're going to need to put something on here. I like that even the buttons are stylistically, they look much older than the sleeker circular buttons that we had in the old, I was about to say the older testing facility, but that's actually the newer testing facility. And when we walk on it, you can hear the creaking and everything from very heavy mechanical button getting stepped on. Okay. Well, let's try. Just a second. I can kind of hear a little musical trill after we bounce. There's the bouncing sound, and then there's a little doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo. Seems to change depending on what the music's playing. Okay. Put that there.
The lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day.
Okay, so, complaining about the control group and confirming what we had kind of already figured out, that Cave Johnson himself, not really a science guy. Probably likes the idea and either had enough money that he started this endeavor, or was a successful enough person he got to be like executive VP or something in Aperture, put him in charge of the science division, is in a managerial role. But what's this? 8 and 1. Kind of curious about that, but I have no idea what that could mean. Might be something. I don't think it has to do with our immediate circumstances, so it might be something to come back later if we do a session looking at some of the secrets of these games. Okay, next test chamber is that way. Oh, now we can use this. Okay, so yeah. I thought these were some kind of typewriter or something, but that doesn't have enough keys to be a full typewriter. I don't know if this is some kind of shorthand machine that might actually have that kind of buttons, or if this is just kind of some stylistic thing. Okay, that would be... Again, we're kind of seeing... I don't think I've really called it out much, but both in the previous game and in the first part of this game, I think in the first part of this game, we could see some areas around some of the test chambers that, we had like frosted glass and things for people observing the tests. Presumably, this is filling a similar role, just back in the 50s. So.
For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
Okay. Good to know. Got and even just walking on it, you can kind of hear sounds like a squeezing rubber, like squeezing a balloon or something noise. And can jump much higher. Interesting. So this, there's a panel there. Okay. Let's do this. Can't get back up that way. Let's see, this button does what? Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to go through here to get back into the other room. Oh, okay. Ah! No! Okay, careful, I wanna... Yeah, there is nothing under this hole, so we definitely don't want to fall down there. But you might have noticed we were able to bounce between the walls, so let's try doing that again. Didn't have to do that on the way back, could have just come and bounced off the gel that was on the floor. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna work out position properly. There we go. There's some more symbols. BOT, BOT, okay, that looks like that's just, the fact that it says duct there makes me think these are just stuff for, like, markings for construction of, you know, how this fit together, or maybe maintenance stuff of, like, yeah, this is ductwork for some system or others, so you can tell them apart.
Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton.
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't really trust those safety numbers on if that was for the gel.
All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face.
Okay. Let's see. Is there a place that we can portal from over here? Or... Okay, there's ground here we can fall down on. Okay, make sure we don't fall. Do not lean on railing. I was kind of hoping maybe that would have been a hint that, like, if you pushed on the railing it would collapse or something, but doesn't seem to be the case. When we were at the map, I probably should have checked to see how many of these spheres there are so we could try to keep track. So, okay. So I can get a portal up there, but I don't know that that really helps me, because we don't have... It's not going to lean us onto anything. That's not a portable wall. We're not... Like, we don't have a place to fall and get momentum, so we're just going to pop out a little bit. Let's see, so where... head up there and see. Maybe we get a different perspective once we're up here. There's a tower over there. Ah. That's where we want. We want to be up here instead, I'm guessing. Okay.
I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
Okay, Cave Johnson with more reasons why he's rather unpleasant. Okay, so push the button. Oh. And we can launch blue gel. Okay, that's nice. Let's... Oh. There we go. That. And now there's gel up there. Okay, good. And we can jump up here. Portals are gone, but the gel stays because it wasn't put there by us. Okay, so falling through this portal is going to launch the gel. There. Okay, so I think if we go through a portal, we'll get launched, should land on that gel and hopefully bounce over. We'll save just in case. Okay, wow.
That coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it, so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
Good to know. Glad we didn't drink any coffee in the waiting room. Or, I guess, lounge it was. Okay, so this should be the third sphere. 1958. I'll also point out this is exactly why scientists need engineers. 'Cause you look at all this science stuff, and as you said, they're just throwing science at the wall, seeing what sticks. You need engineers to take the science that you discover and turn it into something useful.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
Okay, good to know. Can't do anything with that. Okay, so what we have here is the blue gel's landing here, but this clear gel basically washes it away. It's not quite water, but it's cleaning stuff up. So how are we gonna... I don't think we can just put something here because... Oh. Yeah, this is a grate, so we're not going to be able to do that. Okay. So there's a button up there. Oh, maybe I can... I want to put it right there. There we go. Okay, there we go. And then before the timer runs out, now we can jump up here, and yeah, now it washes away. Okay.
I'm telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
Okay. Good advice. Remember, if a future you tries to warn you about this test, don't listen. Looks like we're not going to be doing that test. So let's... get a nice bouncy spot there. Which I think means that if we go up here, I think we can pop out, bounce off there, and then onto that platform. Here we go. There's that clear gel. There's the blue gel. Accidents hurt. You will be hurt. Coworkers, don't endanger others. The company, replacements are costly. And science, investigations impede progress. Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing we want to get this gel. This isn't going to do anything here, is it? 'Cause it's... No, okay, it's just water down there. How about over there? Okay, so that's going to do that. Oh boy, this is one of the ones that always feels weird flying through the air this much. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump down, put a blue portal so that we can come out there and try to bounce, and hopefully that'll be at a good angle to put us up on that platform. Okay, there we go. I'm thinking if this were real life, I would just be thinking about, how bad would it really be to just live at the bottom of a giant shaft for the rest of my life, um, instead of trying to climb up this thing. Okay, let's see. So we have this. I don't know that that's high enough, is it? Oh, that's probably high enough.
If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who wouldn't recognize the thrill of danger if it walked up and snapped their little pink bras, that sounds like projection. They didn't fly into space, storm a beach, or bring back the gold. No, sir, we did. It's you and me against the world, son. I like your grit. Hustle could use some work, though. Now let's solve this thing.
Okay. So we have some clear gel, so we can actually use it to clear off some surfaces, looks like. And we have some blue gel. We have a button that's going to do something, and we have a box. Okay, the button's going to lower the elevator. Interesting. Tells me we're probably going to need some way to get the button off the elevator, or the box off the button. And we have a box, and appears to be in glass. So let's see what happens if we put some blue gel on it, because that seems to be the only thing that can get in there. Okay, let's wash it off so we can actually set it down. Not entirely sure what all these other platforms are for. There are all these panels. I don't think we need to do anything with them. Or if we do, I can't see it at the moment. Okay, so there we go. Oh.
Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not marry safe science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out because you are fired? Now you test subject, you're doing fine. Yes, you. Box your stuff. Out the front door. Parking lot. Car. Goodbye.
Interestingly enough, we have the pre-recorded messages here, and it's interesting that they're kind of the complete opposite of Gladys's messages, where she was constantly belittling us or, getting, I think, somewhat passive-aggressive at times.
Congratulations! The simple fact that you're standing here listening to me means you've made a glorious contribution to science. As founder and CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, there will always be a limo waiting for you. Say goodbye, Carolyn.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem.
1971, so this is about 15 years later. This section, we have an exit. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, Cave Johnson being constantly kind of upbeat and encouraging. It's very, in addition to just being a different voice, it's a completely different feel from Gladys's comments while we're testing in between tests. And I think it looks like we do have more spheres above us. We're not at the top of the shaft, but it does look like we've reached a portion, and you can see where the elevator shaft goes into the sphere there. Okay. So it came out of those. Okay, thank you for your participation, Aperture Science Innovators. Elevator to surface. Cave Johnson. Can't get through to the elevator to the surface. I guess if we can't get through, I can at least look through and we can see some stuff out here. Ooh, 4,000 meters. I think that's the, yep, 3975 meters. So we're 4 kilometers underground at this point. Okay. I'm kind of curious how far up we were before, or how far down we were before, how far up we've come since starting. Okay, I think we want to get over there. That looks like that's above the catwalk. Pump station beta. Okay, so we got blue gel flowing in up there. Now we have another pump station to pump it even higher. And this looks like this is orange gel. Okay. So where's our switch here? Okay, catwalk up there. It's our entrance, so okay, we're gonna have to... suppose this... Of course that door doesn't open, why would it? Okay, I think we need to get up there. Which means... I know, okay. Let's do this, then once we're out of the blue portal, we put an orange portal up there. And then, that way when we fall, we'll come out there. Okay. Easy. Fortunately, we're kind of like a cat that we can just kind of turn around in midair. Okay, so we get the blue gel flowing up. And presumably, okay, yep, flow comes up from alpha into beta. And we're going to want to get the orange gel, and now I'm not sure why the door would require both gel pumps on, but at least it guarantees that we can't move on without resources that we're going to need. I guess that looks like the entrance to the next sphere there, but it doesn't extend downwards. Control room. 1971. Oh, we got a little bit of damage there.
Greetings, friend. I'm Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts. And you've most likely used one of the many products we invented, but that other people have somehow managed to steal from us. Black Mesa can eat my bankrupt...
Sir, the testing?
Right. Now you might be asking yourself, Cave, just how difficult are these tests? What was in that phone book of a contract I signed? Am I in danger? Let me answer those questions with a question. Who wants to make $60? Cash. You can also feel free to relax for up to 20 minutes in the waiting room, which is a damn sight more comfortable than the park benches most of you were sleeping on when we found you. So, welcome to Aperture. You're here because we want the best, and you're it. Nope. Couldn't keep a straight face. Anyway, don't smudge up the glass down there. In fact, why don't you just go ahead and not touch anything unless it's test related?
Okay, so welcome to Aperture, where the science is theoretical, but your $60 is fact. So, as you mentioned, there was a 1968 Senate hearing a while back, I guess, and that fits with us seeing the 1971 sign on this section. Aperture now has a new logo, which I think does look a little bit more 70s-ish than the previous one. And now, instead of inviting astronauts and scientists and celebrities and getting them here in limos, they're grabbing homeless people out of the park and offering them $60 to be test subjects. So quite a change here. Warning: moving platform, use handrails. Keep to the left. Do not litter. Do not loiter. Do not touch glass. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that. So where are we going? Okay, so... Okay, we can also see the office is a bit more 70s-ish. I'm thinking if this was the 70s, would these be terminals, or were there desktop computers? 70s. Lots of printer paper. Phones stylistically very similar, but now the lovely 70s green. And still have wood paneling and kind of tiled floors, unless this is linoleum. But it's not as elaborate as it was as the ones we saw below, so... Okay. Remember, if you see an orange jumpsuit, hit the red button. Okay, interesting, because, of course, our character wears an orange jumpsuit. So this might be when they started having test subjects wear orange jumpsuits. I'm not sure if that one might be too far over. We'd hit that. I think we want to land there. So let's try this. Yep, there we go. There's a broken window there.
Oh, hi. Say, you're good at murder. Could you, murder this bird for me?
I can scare it off.
Oh, thanks. Did you feel that? That idiot doesn't know what he's doing up there. This whole place is going to explode in a few hours if somebody doesn't disconnect him. I can't move, and unless you're planning to saw your own head off and wedge it into my old body, you're going to need me to replace him. We're at an impasse. So what do you say? You carry me up to him and put me back into my body, and I stop us from blowing up and let you go. No tricks. This potato only generates 1.1 volts of electricity. I literally do not have the energy to lie to you. Even if I am lying, what do you have to lose? You're going to die either way. Look, I don't like this any more than you do. In fact, I like it less because I'm the one who got partially eaten by a bird.
That is a pretty convincing argument.
I think I hear the bird. Pick me up.
Okay.
You stabbed me. What is wrong with you? Do you have a multimeter? Never mind. The gun must be part magnesium. It feels like I'm outputting an extra half a volt. Keep an eye on me. I'm going to do some scheming. Here I go.
Of course, that was another thing that happened.
How long have I been out? That extra half volt helps, but it isn't going to power miracles. If I think too hard, I'm going to fry this potato before we get a chance to burn up in the atomic fireball that little idiot is going to...
That was another thing that happened last time was after Wheatley took over, he forced Gladys's memory core thing to be powered by a little potato battery. And so now she's here with us. Okay, so... I think what we do... is head up here. I think if we go as high as we can go, we should be able to do this. Okay. Chapter 7, The Reunion.
The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60.
Hold on.
Carolyn, are the compensation vouchers ready?
Yes,
Yes, sir, Mr.
Johnson.
Johnson. Why did I just... Who is that? What the hell is going on here?
Okay. Gladys recognizes the voice. Okay, we have... the signs are now just... paint on plywood there. Just... Okay, thank you for keeping our enrichment spheres clean. I want to get up there. Okay, so this gel the blue gel was a gel that bounced us. This gel makes us go faster. Interesting. So we're gonna need something on here, presumably, to hold this down. Okay, but first, let's just try running. Okay. Again, no jumping, just the speed of it took us there. But what we could do okay, now I still have my blue portal over there. I want to keep it there because I want to I think I want to put gel in that hallway. So blue portal there, orange portal there. Nice little infinite recursion portal there. And okay. Now we just get back. Seems like it's going to be a hard angle to run up. Guess not. Remember, do not leave your belongings here. Do not loiter for more than 20 minutes. Do not touch the glass. Do wear a shirt and shoes at all times. Do move quickly through your test track, and do not forget to not touch the glass. observation platform. Ah, okay. I think I see what we need to do, so, okay. We need to get up tall enough to press the button, but we don't have a high place to fall from, so instead we'll just get our speed this way. Oh.
Okay, I guess emotional outbursts require more than 1.6 volts. Now we know that. We just need to relax. We're still going to find out what the hell's going on here, but calmly.
Okay. It's 1972. Okay, so there's the exit over there. What do we got here? We got bouncy blue gel, and we've got rapid red gel, orange gel, but not sure of a speedy word to go with orange. Okay, so I don't have... I can't actually get to these portal areas, but I can put gel through them. Okay, what happened? So here we have the blue gel, and with the orange gel, I see what we need to do. Okay, we want orange gel there. And then for blue gel, we just want blue gel at the end here. So that should let us speed up, jump, and we should be able to make it across the gap. Save just in case. Again, here when we step onto the orange gel, instead of sounding like rubber tightening, almost sounds like a pneumatic piston or something. Okay, it just automatically jumped me when I was going that fast. Nice. Okay. Okay, I see what we need to do. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to want this portal here. And I think we're going to want to put another portal right there, try to run and jump through it, and that should launch us over to the other side.
Great job, astronaut, war hero, and or Olympian. With your help, we're gonna... This on? Hey, listen up down there. That thing's called an elevator, not a bathroom.
I swear I know him.
Well, I mean, you did kill a lot of people when you kind of took over and killed everybody, so it's possible he was one of them. Oh, now the loading screen has the newer Aperture logo instead of the older 50s logo. It's interesting, they mentioned time travel in one of the previous tests, and that was the one that was blocked off, so we didn't do it. So we're not actually traveling through time, but the way these are structured, we are sort of traveling through history and seeing, we got to see, experience somewhat of Aperture science through the
If you're interested in an
decades.
additional $60, flag down a test associate and let them know. You could walk out of here with 120 weighing down your bindle if you let us take you apart, put some science stuff in you, then put you back together, good as new.
Okay, I have to sign up for that. I'm also noticing with these rooms from the 70s, the ones downstairs were also, inside the spheres and here, but like here, there seems like there's much less effort to enclose all of the test. Maybe part of that's just the way it's doing this, but I wonder if that's, they're clearly trying to cut costs and, they're not trying to impress war heroes or anybody anymore, so. Okay, what do we got here? Over there looks like a place we want to be. I think we might eventually want to get over there. Let's